I hope you're all doing extremely well. Look, David Ornstein has been talking. I've seen the YouTubers this morning trying to make more of it. We're going to go into it, and it's not a good update. I've seen the transfer boosts. It really isn't that. The funny thing, David Ornstein, we spoke about this last night. All I'm going to say to you is, isn't it a coincidence that we talk about David Ornstein and then David Ornstein speaks? So there's a reason on this channel why we say the things we do. And then the very next day, the things happen. So we were talking about David Ornstein. We were talking about David Ornstein being a mouthpiece of this club. And lo and behold, the very next day, what happened? David Ornstein talks. There's a reason. There's a reason why we say the things that we do the day before it happens. Now, look, we're going to go through this transfer boost to what David Ornstein said. I wish people would actually listen to what David Ornstein says. Now, he is a mouthpiece of this club. If you read between the lines, look, I've seen it this morning, the transfer boost of Anderson to Tchouameni. What a load of bollocks. It is not positive. It really isn't. And I think Ornstein is lining this club is lining you up for a summer of cheap deals. I will give you the updates on what he said. We'll go through each point, and you can tell me if you think this club, we ran the numbers yesterday, we went through the numbers, and you guys tell me about what you think is going to happen. So look, we're going to get to it. Look, first thing to say is get into this amazing community. This is the best community on this platform, hands down. You guys are fantastic, and for all the support that you guys give. Basically, look, be respectful to the channel. Otherwise, the ban hammer comes out. And it's not something that we like to do, but we will. Second of all, get into this chat. I really do read out your views and comments, so please feel free to get in your comments. As long as they are respectful, then we absolutely do not mind. So look, without further ado, we're gonna get into this morning, and we're gonna get into what David Ornstein has to say. Now, I'm gonna give you a different viewpoint on what David Ornstein and what this supposed boost update is. So look, let's start off with the midfield. Now, one of the things that David Ornstein said, which was really interesting to me. Now, I think at the beginning of the week, David Ornstein was, well, not him, but the club were putting out there that United are going to go for tier 3, 2, and 1, and United are looking to make 3 signings in the midfield. Actual says, keeping well, JB. Yes, I am keeping well, and I hope you are as well. So what did David Ornstein actually said? And I think this is the most telling update when you read between the lines. Ornstein said this: United are looking to do the midfield deal, but United are looking for 1 or 2 players. Now, that is probably the most significant update to me. And I need to stress this, that David Ornstein gets things from this club. When David Ornstein speaks, no matter how I feel about his complicitness in what United put out there, David Ornstein has said it himself. United, we could see 1 or 2 midfield players coming in to this side. Now, I'm asking, what do you think about that? Ornstein saying we could have 1 or 2. He's not saying tier 3. David Ornstein is not saying we're going to go for tier 1, 2, and 3. Ornstein, look, if this was truly 1, 2, and 3, David Ornstein would put it out there. The club have briefed him, and the club would have told him what to put out today. And David Ornstein, as we've been saying on this channel, United are looking at 2. Again, there's a reason why this channel says the things that it does. And David Ornstein is backing the channel up. We've said on this that we will do 2 or 1. it's not going to be the 3. And the next updates will tell you everything that you need to know as well. So look, I want to know, Chris Wheeler was talking about early doors that United are going to go for his tier 1, 2 and 3. Absolutely crazy. So the Cape Cadet said, Actual says 1 or 2 players is not enough. Not acceptable. We need 4 or 5 players. And as we're talking, Ornstein has just dropped another update that Michael Carrick has a deal in principle. Michael Carrick was always going to be the coach. One midfielder, we are screwed. If we only bring in 1, we're in big trouble. And I agree with you. Do I think we'll bring in 1? I hope not. I'd argue that we need 3 or 4. But look, I'm just giving you the news. I'm going to tell you again what David Ornstein has said, and this is coming from his mouth. We've said this on this channel, is that David Ornstein, I think it's my I've not got my headphones in. I've not got the headphones in. That's why it's not as clear today, is because I don't have my headphones in, so you're just going to have to deal with it today. David says, yo Joby, so Joe says, I will seriously have an A impact. Don't know what you mean on that. Mark, I'll get my headphones. Give me a second. I'm going to go and get my headphones. I'll be 2 seconds. This is live TV, by the way. I will come back. Give me a second. I'm going to go get my headphones. This should be better. Let me know if this is better. I will go back into the chat. Let me know if this has improved. So let me know if the sound's improved. It should have improved. So that's better. So look, I will get into this. Yes, I've checked my sound, so hopefully this works. You think Zabaza will leave Liverpool? I don't know. Possibly will do. Unless they improve, he could possibly leave. If I was him, I probably would. But let's see. Do you take your headphones off, Joe? Mate, I'll leave that thought, Joe, if that's what you think, mate, if that's what gets you through the day, Joe. Thoughts of me doing things in those ways. I am flattered, Joe, that you would think about that of me, but you're not my type. I'm guessing you're a guy, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, my wife would probably have a problem with me if I did that. I am the PM, says Joe. We have to bring in 3 midfielders at least. And again, look, if you have just joined, look, David Ornstein, earlier in the week, Chris Wheeler was talking about tier 1, 2 and 3. David Ornstein, and I just need to accentuate this, that David Ornstein, you listen to David Ornstein. He might talk a load of nonsense at time, but he tells you what the club is thinking. He tells you. And he has said this, that United could be set for 1 or 2 players in the midfield. Look, is that good enough? Does that mean that Ugarte is going to stay? Because we cannot go into this season with Kobbie Mainoo, Ugarte, and 2 midfielders. And the 2 midfielders are possibly not going to be who you think they are. Look, I've seen the headlines boost for an Anderson to Tchouameni. They're not boosts. They are not boosts this morning, and we're going to get into that. Is that a GameCube and a PS1? Yes, it is a GameCube and a PS1 up there. The cake test says this club is run so poorly, it's a joke. No vision, no appetite for success. The whole system is geared up to make as much money as possible. Cut costs is just a money machine for the owner. Scott is in the house. Mep says if we are to compete with the teams like PSG and Bayern next season, we have to bring in these reinforcements. 1 or 2, they just won't do. Look, we're not competing with PSG next season. We're not competing with a Bayern Munich. Look, we don't have their players. We don't have a Dembele. We don't have a Kvaratskhelia. We don't have, and those are just 2 players. We don't have a Silva. We don't have Vitinha. You know, those are the players that you need to get ahead, and we don't have those players. Ashers, I think a player with Premier League experience. There's also an update from Forest as well on not just Anderson, but they've got a hands off on their players. Henderson says it's finally great to be here. And look, guys, don't forget to give us a like. It really does push the videos out as well. Scott says spin. Even OJB can be better than Ugarte. Mate, I reckon even in my current state, I'd be better than Ugarte, David. We're Broadcast FC. Look, we are cheap, more like cheap and greedy owners FC. And we've been saying this on this channel. If you've watched this channel, one of the things we do, we run the numbers. We literally ran the numbers. We've been told the spend will be measured, controlled, and that means 150 max. And the thing is, on this channel, we've already run the numbers. We've done a show, and we have run the numbers on this show. I've given you absolutely everything on this show. We've given you the amortization fee. We have given you the whole shebang. We've gone through the numbers on this channel, and we absolutely know this club will not go north of 200 million. FA Cup watch. I'm not watching that pile of crap today. Absolutely not. HJB, are we able to get Szoboszlai? Yes or no? Please give a reason. Well, we don't do transfers between Liverpool and us. I can't remember the last time that happened. That doesn't happen. I generally can't remember the last time that we did a transfer directly from Liverpool to United. That doesn't happen. So that is the main one. Szoboszlai as well. Liverpool are not going to sell to us, and Szoboszlai is going to. They're going to want what? They're probably going to want 100 million for him. So look, based on historic, based on Szoboszlai is not going to come to us. Not because we're worse, not because we've got Champions League. I just think he's not going to do that. And Liverpool will not sell to us. We've been told the spend will be, we've done that one. JB, how much do you reckon ownership are pocketing per year? It is ridiculous. Now, look, what we have done, dividends have stopped. And the reason why, so in previous years, look, they've pocketed enough. Now, the reasons why the dividends have stopped is quite easy. You need profit. So last year, the club didn't make any profit. Now, basically, dividends come out of the profit. You don't take them out necessarily from the figures, and then you get the profit. Dividends come out of the profits, so there are none. So they haven't taken any. Now, of course, there will be some money taken out of the club, but the dividends wise, they're not taking it out of the goodness of their heart. The reason why they're not taking it out of the club is because there is no cash to take out of this club. So at the moment, they're not pocketing, but in previous years, they've pocketed £1 billion, which is more than enough. Playing Ugarte show that Carrick absolutely has no control. Veli says, get some S on your chest. Get some S on my chest. Don't really get that. Don't really get that, my friend. Liverpool is a rival team. Why should we sell to? Look, look. Nobody's saying that you should. Relax. Nobody's saying that you should do. This is what I'm talking about on this channel. There is no divine right to sell to us. So, chill. Hi, I'm new here. Sub here. Thank you, my friend. Would you take Tchouameni and Fernandes if we don't get an answer? And look, yes, I would do. I will give you an update on Tchouameni as well. Fernandes, there isn't really an update on him, but I would take those two. Anderson is not coming. I've seen it across the board. Anderson boost. There is no effing boost. Like, there is no good update coming from Ornstein on this, and it's exactly the same S on a different day. Hi guys, says Legend. Hello, JB with Team Wi-Fi. Thanks, mate. This is a Cam JB. Cheaper than the Glazers. Get those Glazers out. Fish Rot Head says, Jesus Christ. What is going on today? What is going on? Never normally this bad. Bloody hell. Christ. Jesus Christ. I'm not sure why it's so bad today. Bloody hell. There you go. Hopefully we're back. Fucking hell, that is bad today. Jesus. What's going on? Bloody hell. Jesus. Yeah. Oh. Right, we're taking it on the road. Right, we're taking it on the road today. Right, let's see what is going on. Jesus Christ, that is horrific. That is bad. That is shockingly bad. I mean, what is going on? Oh, for God's sake! Right, let's see. Can somebody tell me if this is improved? Because it is. That is horrific. That is not good. I'm going to take this. I'm taking this on the road. Here we go. Is that better? Is that better? I don't know. Is that better or worse? I don't know. There you go. I don't know. Is that better or worse? Right, I'm taking this on the road. I don't trust what is going on today. Fuck's sake. Honestly. shockingly bad. Right, let's take this outside. Let's do al fresco. Oh, I need my bloody notes as well. Seriously, it's all gone wrong today. It's all going wrong today. It's all going wrong today. Oh, seriously. Right. Let's do outside. Let's take this outside. So you don't see other YouTubers doing this. That's because they're more professional than I am. Oh, bloody hell. Right. Hopefully, can somebody let me know if it's improved, please? Can somebody let me know if it's improved in the chat? Look, give us a like if you want if you want to get me some Wi-Fi. Hopefully that's better. And now the bloody dog is barking. Jesus Christ. Right, give me a second. Come on, dog. Come on. Come on this way. Oh, seriously. Right, go on. Right. There you go. Jesus. All I want to do is talk about Ornstein being crap. Right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tesco Wi-Fi. Yes, it is. Can somebody let me know if this has improved? If not, look, you don't get other people doing this. Seriously. Belabor is a must get. Pay your bills. It's fine now. JB, stop loading. Bruno compilations in. Okay. We need at least 2 wide players. We don't use the width of the pitch, and we need stronger midfield players with a heart and passion for the shirt he wears every week. I'll pay huge sums of money to watch. Ugarte type of performance. Oh, I love it. Kitchen, JB stealing the neighbour's Wi-Fi. Jesus Christ, we're back on the road. It's clean out, JB. Good. Right, I'm off to do my Aldi shop. Thanks, mate. Who's going to win today? I think Man City are going to win today. Oh, right. So hopefully it is improved now. Okay, so let's get back to it. So look, David Ornstein has been talking on NBC, and look, we were talking this week about tier 1, 2, and 3. I told you on this channel before, it's a load of bollocks because we have done. Zach says hi. Big Dog says tomorrow I want to see Carrick, but none of this we've been watching for the past 10 games. Agree with you. Look, we demand a performance. Now, look, Zach says hi. If you don't pay your internet bills in time, I'm not going to give you a good connection. My bills are paid. Trust me, my bloody Wi-Fi is expensive. Look, if it goes again, tell me, because I can't see it. So look, we got told tier 1, 2, and 3. We've run the numbers, and I'm going to keep saying I've done a video on this subject. We've run the numbers, and David Ornstein has confirmed that. He's saying, look, he said this: United are set for 1 or 2 midfielders, not tier 1, not tier 2, not tier 3, 1 or 2 midfielders. It is ridiculous. Dino says yes. Is the signal, is the picture okay, or has it gone again? Can somebody just let me know? Has the picture gone again, or is it okay? Because I just don't know. I just can't tell. I just cannot tell. If not, I'm going to have to switch to bloody signal. Somebody just let me know quickly if the picture. Okay, fine, good. Okay, cool. Oh bloody hell! I'm gonna switch to old school. It's my bloody. So look, what has he said? So Elliot Anderson. The picture is fine. We don't need to see into your soul. Well, I know my soul is not the best. So look, what has he said? We need to see his wrinkles. You leave my wrinkles alone. I'm trying not to frown. Internet problems, mate. Always. So what does he say? So you will have seen it. Do not be fooled by more clickbait thumbnails from some of the channels. Again, they're back at it again. Back at it again. So Anderson, what has Ornstein said on Elliot Anderson? This is too good a quality now, says David. I know. Look, I'm in HD now. He said this, and it's exactly the same as been said before. Is that Elliot Anderson is a key target, but United are not sure if they're able to land the target because of the valuation. Man City are still in the lead and are likely to get the player. How is that a transfer boost? And look, again, I am not calling out channels. That's, you know, that's not one thing that I like to do, but the clickbait headlines today are boost for an Anderson. There is no boost. There is no boost on this player. David Ornstein has confirmed it, that Anderson remains a target, but United are not sure that they'll be able to land it due to the valuation. It is exactly, and I'm trying not to swear here, it is exactly the same effing situation as it has been since Christmas time. United are not going to get this player. The valuation is going to be too high. The moment United enter this race, the price goes up to 110, and the reason for that is because whatever we do, Man City will bid high. The only way we get Elliot Anderson is if Man City back out, or we absolutely bid ridiculous. And I mean, we're talking 130 million. But it's almost a bit like if you go into an auction and you really want something, and every time you put up your paddle, somebody with more money is going to do that. That is what they're going to do. So the moment, look, City, the problem is here is this. City will probably have a free run, right? So City will probably get him for about 80 to 90 million. The problem is the moment we enter that race, the price goes up because it is a price war. We do not enter bidding wars. That's something that we do not do. So what we're going to see Anderson saga run all summer, unless this club can do something it's not done in the last 15 years and go and do their business and go and get it done. We simply cannot outbid Man City, and there are 2 points to this. One, we need too many players. And amortization, we keep talking about amortization. We have got 100-ish amortization that we can add on. Anderson is probably going to add in 40 million, and we're probably on average a play will between 15 to 20-ish. So we've probably got Anderson for 40, and then we can probably add in another 2 or 3. Look, it is ridiculous. Look, Anderson is not going to come. I think financially, and David Ornstein. And if you don't know David Ornstein, he is tier 1. He is the mouthpiece of this club. He gets things from the club. The club is already lining you up. The reason is because the transfer window is just around the corner, and they are essing themselves. They are essing themselves because they know they're going to have to put some stuff out there. So Anderson, look, so the update is not a boost. The update is not a positive one. All David Ornstein has said, this is coming from the club, that Anderson remains a key target, but they're not sure they're going to be able to do it because of the valuation. It tells you everything that you need to know for the window. So let me get in through some of your chats. A huge hike again in the season ticket prices. I will pay the price. I have for 37 years. We'll continue to do so, but get placed to give us the value. It's a disgrace. Now look, Basho, the one thing I'll always say on this channel, a fan is a fan. Doesn't matter if you're a fan from Indonesia, doesn't matter if you're a fan from Wales. I always give big respect to people that go to games. Sunday has to be a performance. I want to see them do that for the fans. And it is disgusting. I agree with you completely. A massive hike in these fees, and they're not going into the playing squad. The Glazers need dividends. The shareholders need their money. And it's a disgrace. Ornstein and Romano are part of the INEOS role. Yes, look, they've always been that. They are complicit. And David Ornstein, that I've spoke about him. I think David Ornstein is a cretin. Fabrizio, I think they're all fake. They're all false. Look, and this is not because I don't think they're good at their job. They are. They are the tier ones. And the reason why I have that opinion is because they are complicit in the lies. They're complicit in the spin. They do the job for the Glazers. Now, I'm alleging this, but it's quite clear to me that, you know, they do them a favour. They get bits from the club, and they are complicit in this lie. They are complicit in this spin. David says, you think Pep will leave City? There are rumours. I don't know. I think Pep probably needs a rest. I think if Pep wins I don't know. I think Pep would like to go out winning the league. I don't know if he will. I think Pep could leave. I think Pep maybe wants a rest. Pep is not known for staying anywhere for this long. I got a sneaky suspicion that he will leave. Glory to Man United. Will sign some great players. I have faith in it. Rambo, I don't. Paul Swansea Villa says, good morning, United fans. I hope you all loved Villa dismantling Liverpool last night. Another season in the Champions League. And look, again, Aston Villa, big up to Aston Villa. I've got a lot of time for them, and I am glad, so glad that Villa are going to be in the Champions League. I think it's fantastic. I think it's an advert for the Premier League. I think Emery's done a fantastic job. I hope Emery stays. And I hope Aston Villa can keep a hold of their squad as well. Capodai says, I agree. We like the idea of Anderson, but we won't put the money where our mouth is. I'm sorry, but I'm with them. I don't want to sign any players over 100 million or overdo the smart business. And yes, look, if you want to win stuff, you've got to pay the money. Simple fact. But we're not in that position yet. Look, we need to be consistently qualifying for the Champions League. We need to be signing players right now who are going to be keeping us in the top three, who are going to be getting us into the Champions League every single season, who are going to, in Boomos, the Cunhas, we probably need the next level up now to continually keep pushing into the Champions League. I think 3 years into the Champions League, and then we can start pushing. We can start going on to the next stage. If Fran says, Elliot Anderson and Tonali 100, pay Jim, we need to win more Champions League finals. Tonali 100 for what? 5 good games. Anderson ain't worth over 100. We need 3 seasons of steady upward trajectory, and then we won't be the runt of the transfer window. Elliot Anderson paid Jim 100 mil. I think it's going to get really, really more than that. Let's get one thing straight here. Neither Bruno G or Tonali is coming. I agree with you. Look, we're not going to do those big deals. We're not going to do this. And Ornstein has said we're going to do 1 or 2. And if we do 1, it's because we've gone and got a big signing. I don't care about the money. I need Elliot Anderson and Tonali. Yep. I don't expect any moves until the very last game. Then things will get busy. United's TV says afternoon all. Good afternoon. I'm a fan from Wales. Well, United TV, I am from Wales. I am Welsh. Don't let the accent fool you. I am from Swansea. So I am Welsh. And as well, before we continue, I got accused yesterday of not being entertaining. So I'm going to do some juggling again because I'm apparently really, really boring. Merper says Arsenal squad is worth more than ours. Probably. Pep stays for 1 more year. The prices are out of hand. I remember a time we paid 30 million for Rude. 30 for Rio, and now the bench is 100. Yes, exactly that. 12 months left on Pep's contract. He said he's going nowhere, and that's his own words. Who are the big six? Is it changing? Villa are now in the fourth season in a row as top six. Stadium being expanded to 50,000 and billionaire owners. One of the best coaches in the world. Big six. Yes. Yes. Look, I'm glad the Premier League has changed. I think the more money, the more competitive it is. I want to see Aston Villa win a league. I want to see United win a league. We need to see this, and I think it's very, very healthy. So I would say Villa are a top six side. They are one of the big six, and long may that continue. I disagree. You don't need to be spending massive. Just look at. Hey, who do you go for in the Champions League? Well, I'm going to go for PSG. I think. I do, but I've got a feeling. I've got this feeling that Arsenal will ball the way to it, but Baleba is coming. I'll give you an update on that as well. It's a very, very little update. I believe Baleba is going to come. JB is a sheep farmer. Yes, I am. I'm hereby accusing you of being an alcoholic. You're always on about champers. Good on you. PSG is great. So let me give you the next update on Tchouameni. But apparently, this is a big boost. What David Ornstein has said on this. Are you ready for this? He said, keep an eye. Keep an eye on it. That was his update. Tchouameni was keep an eye on it. Honestly, I don't know. I don't understand. Look, we spoke about David. We spoke about Tchouameni. Real Madrid are thinking about giving him a new contract. The update on him yesterday was that if Tchouameni asks for a transfer, then he'll get it. So, but he's got to ask for it. But Real Madrid are thinking about giving him another contract. Now, is this a ploy for Real to get the most cash? I think Tchouameni will probably stay. I messaged you on Twitter, JB. Thank you, my friend. I will give that a look. And I don't know. I think Tchouameni is the sort of deal that United would probably do. But again, you've got to look at the fee, the amortization. It's going to be a big deal to do. I am more of the view that we'll do the Baleba deal. We'll do the Edison deal. I mean, Edison is going to be dirt cheap. Now, compared to 50 million may not seem like cheap, but it is. The amortization, what we can do with that over a 5-year deal is pittance. It is pittance. He'll be on a pittance wage. It is going to be pittance. So I think United are going to go cheap. I think the likes of Tchouameni, I think he'll sign another contract with Real Madrid. I think Anderson will go to City. But look, the update, the boost update from Ornstein is keep an eye on the Tchouameni stuff, which basically means that United have no bloody clue what they're doing. He also mentioned Baleba, Wharton are on the list again. So basically what he's done is he's basically recycled the same crap that he's been pushing for the last 5 months. The same crap again. And I just wanted to bring this into a show to show you, look, this is what we're going to get all season. We're going to get this again. Anderson Tchouameni. If you notice the Tonali stuff as moved away now. I wonder when they'll bring that back. I wonder if Tonali will be mentioned today, tomorrow. Look, we're going to get the Carrick effect, and we've got the game tomorrow. We've got the Casemiro stuff. It is literally, as Scott says there, it is literally the same spin. Dogs barking. Hang on a second, bloody hell. Oh, don't get a dash hound, because they literally bark at the wind. They just bark everywhere. I mean, honestly. So look, I think that is what we do. Look, I think Tchouameni's very, very quickly. I think he's probably going to commit his future. Why wouldn't he? And this is what we said is, you've got to think about these deals. Tchouameni is playing for arguably the biggest club in the world. Unless he's pushed out of the door, how are our transfer experts who basically go to a Brentford for Mbeumo, they try to get the price down for 65 million. They spend 7 weeks arguing about 5 million to pay the price that Brentford want. And you think that these idiots are going to be able to negotiate with one of the most efficient, best clubs in the world, convince Tchouameni to leave a club where he's getting paid extremely well, a climate that's hot, a climate that's nice, going to be in the Champions League every single season, gets into the French squad and is going to win a league pretty much every single year. Someone explained to me, unless Tchouameni really supports this club and wants to move, how does this club have the facilities or the people to go and do those deals? And this is what you've got to realise behind the scenes, is how do we get that deal done? And my answer is, I don't know. I don't know. So look, those are the updates on that. Let me get through some more of your chats. Aston Villa play world class versus Liverpool. Liverpool were dreadful. I think Villa are big. I know loads of Villa fans. Would you expect Carrick to do something different in these remaining 2 games to convince the unsure fans that he is the right person for the job? Lumin, it's a very, very difficult thing to quantify because he's working with light switch players. As I said yesterday, what I'm hoping is this. Michael Carrick is smart. Has he just done what I said Amorim should have done? Play these players at their own game. Tell them that they're wonderful, stroke their egos, tuck them in at night, give them a cookie, get to the end of the season, see what you can do, and then when the season ends, the mask slips and you go, right, you effers are out. You guys are out now. And they're all like, oh my God, I thought, no, we're not friends. This is elite. Get out. That is what I want. That is what I want Carrick to do. I don't know if Carrick is going to be able to do that. One of the things that I concede in the Carrick debate is he's got to work with these players. When he gets his own players, is he able to have his own style? And I'm not sure. So I expect Michael Carrick to play the same team. I don't think he's going to play the youth. I don't think he's going to switch it round. I think he's going. What you're going to see is Mason Mount, Xerxes, Ugarte, Malacia. I reckon might come in for his final game. I think that is what you're going to see. I think you're going to see those sorts of players. You might see a Fletcher or two, but I think you are literally going to see You never know. Maybe Luke Shaw is injured. But don't forget, Luke Shaw is trying to get into the England squad as well. So I think what you're going to see is you're going to see Mount, Ugarte, Xerxes. That's what I think. Birmingham, best team isn't even called Birmingham. Big up Rich from United TV. Keep an eye on isn't a boost. Exactly. Message you on Twitter. Yeah. Carrick will go for the win in the next game. He wants to cement third, and victory leaves the last game to try some youth. I think Michael Carrick's been trying to win the last 15 games. I don't think it's a case of he's not trying to win games. I think it is these light switch players. I don't want us to spend too many millions on him. So switch, Baleba has to come rain, come shine. That's the whole Casado in the making. It's going to be Baleba and Edison. I think it is as well. I think it's going to be that. I think we're being spun up. I think it's a case of, you think you're going to get I'm just trying to think of a good car. You think you're getting a Skyline R32 and you end up with a Fiesta. We'll get at least one grown midfielder, English midfielder. Sergian wants Brexit FC. The dash sound is everywhere. I mean, the dog barks at the wind. He'd play in the midfield. United is well known for letting our youth have a pathway. So next season, expect new signings, youth players stepping up. Rambo, disagree. You tell me how many youth players, considering how many players that we produce, Rashford, Garnacho, McTominay, that's 3. We talking about the Fletchers and that sort of stuff, but I don't really class those as coming through yet. I don't really class a sort of an OB. How many youth players have actually come through and cemented themselves? There are not a lot. Do you think Villa will win the Europa on Wednesday? Yes, I do. I do. I'm hoping that it will. Alex says because he's crap and they don't really want to keep him. If Carrick benches in Bumo and Ahmad and plays Lacey, then I'll be convinced he is the right manager. Agreed. Well, Bruno's effing light switch. Yeah, I do agree with you. Maybe we do see players that will be up for sale. So trying to play them into form is a good idea. In my mind, helps to. Agreed, Rambo. I do think it helps that we'll get rid of these players. Please let's stop the narrative that our managers are going to get their own players for their style of play. We just want someone who would be better than the available players and get the most out of them. Look, Lumin, these managers have to get their own players. And I know you may not agree with that, but you've got to back a manager. Look, we can't just get, what are we, Lumin? Are we, let's give, we've gone from elite mentality. 13 years ago, we've gone from elite mentality, buying the best players, selling even players in their prime, to let's give Michael Carrick a job. Let's give him a chance. Let's give the caretaker, let's give the T-boy a chance. And let's sign players better than, the ones that we've got. What are we? I just find it unacceptable. Basho says, people say this, that, the other. Let's get to the root of the problems. We need the Glazers out. I believe world-class players will want to wear the shirt with pride and passion. And I agree with you. We need the Glazers out. We need INEOS out. We need a coach that someone's going to want to play for. Is Tchouameni, and this is what we've got to think about, is Tchouameni going to come in to play for a club that doesn't qualify for the Champions League every season, that doesn't fight for the title? Jason Wilcox is pretty much the manager, and Michael Carrick, I doubt he knows who Michael Carrick is. United is the only team in the Prem that's well known. We bring youth players through, and that's what we've always done. We do, look. I'm not saying that we don't bring the youth players through, but we don't bring enough through. We go on about the academy. We do have the talent, but they don't come through. You tell me, in the last 5 years, 6, how many youth players, and I'm not just talking about the Fletchers who play for a game, the OB. You tell me how many youth players have come through and made the grade at this club. Garner, he came through. He did not make his name here. He came through though, so you could say that. Garnacho, I would say that he's the one that has come through. Who has actually come through to play for this club and establish themselves at this club? There's not many. And considering, look, we should be the club, and I'm not saying that we don't have the talent, but for what we are and who we are, we should be able to save ourselves millions and millions of pounds. So why is it we've spent £2 billion in the last 9 years? If our youth is so good, if this club is so good at bringing through the youth, why did we sign an Anthony for 80 million? Why did we sign a Sancho? Why did we sign a Xerxes? Why did we sign an Ugarte? Why did we sign a Lukaku? Why did we sign a Sanchez? Look, I'm not disputing that our youth could be good, but we don't do it. We don't do it, but we absolutely should do it. So look, the other updates are the attacking left position looks like that's a position that Ornstein has confirmed that we do want a player there. He said Rashford looks like he's going to go. So for those who are Rashford fans, it looks like he is going to go. Sancho is going to leave. His contract's up, and we all know that he will leave. And he's just basically said, just keep an eye on the attacking left. Mbappe says Grace is in the house. Legend. No. Because in the background, the staff ain't got the backbone, and they prefer to let the first team take the blows, says Rambo. But look, Rambo, you're slightly going against what you're saying. Look, Rambo, I promise you, I'm not saying your opinion is wrong. What I'm saying is that I agree with you. I agree we should be doing it. We don't do it, and I agree with that statement. I agree with you that this club does not have the backbone. Did you see my last comment, JB? Let me go back. Scott says, I don't see the point in Carrick getting his own players for him to get sacked at Christmas for someone else to come in and not want them. Yeah. Look, again, Scott, I find it very difficult to disagree with you, mate. But we've got to back a manager. Look, I mean, and this is why we fell. Scott has kind of hit the nail on the head here. This is why, even if Carrick is crap for the first year, he's got to be allowed to continue. He's got to be allowed, and nothing has changed. And Scott, as ever, makes a cracking point there as well. Alex says, oh, United have finished third in a terrible season. But look, Alex, I'm not going to disagree with you. United have finished third in a terrible season. Reality for next season. Stop thinking you guys are back when Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle, Villa improve next year. Look, Alex, you've come to the wrong channel if you think this is a channel about we're back. I don't believe it. I don't believe we're back. This channel is about realism. Just because we finished third in a terrible season, this is why I keep saying that we need to strengthen this team, because we need to continue to finish third, fourth. Alex, we need the Champions League every single year. And are we back because we finished third? I mean, we talk about, look, Aston Villa are fantastic. So, Newcastle, will they be back next season? Possibly. We've also, Alex, had 1 game a week as well. So to back up what you're saying, we've had 1 game a week as well. Chelsea are done. Chelsea will not be back next season. Newcastle could be back next season, depending on who they've got to sell. Aston Villa could be back, but again, Champions League. Will they struggle to do the both? And we're going to be the same. We've got to do both. We've got to be able to manage Champions League, the league, FA Cup, and we're going to see, hopefully, the season will be back to normal, because I can't take this shitty season. So it's going to be an interesting one next season. It's going to be a very interesting one. So look, that was your update. David Ornstein, I think, has given you the truth today. I think he's given you the truth. I think now that United are starting to come to the business end where they're going to have to do these deals, Ornstein is now putting to bed this tier 1, 2, and 3. He's confirmed that we're going to sign 1 or 2 in the midfield. Anderson is going to be a difficult deal to do. Tchouameni, just keep an eye on it. Just keep your eye. So he's not confirmed anything. I've done that one. Predictions for the Chelsea City. I think City are going to walk all over him. I think City are going to blow them away, and I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win 3-0. I think it's going to be comfortable. I do. Finished in 3rd in possibly the worst season for English sides. The modern day Stoke have won the league. Bashar says, put Roy Keane in the changing rooms. Let him show what wearing the United shirt means. Stop wrapping these players up in cotton wool. It's time to hit them hard. Liverpool spent big last summer. They've got a lot to sort out. The likes of Carragher think Liverpool will be better next season based off of what? Look at what they did with Wirtz and Isak. If he's crap in his first season, then move him on. Keen on me talks now. INEOS ain't gonna buy the players Carrick wants. They will sign players that INEOS want. The difference all Carrick will do is a green light to say, yeah, I could work with him. Alex says, Wirtz, Isak, have they really been written off? I think it's the manager, rapid decline. Salah, to be fair, is I think he's come to his end. Virgil van Dijk as well. I think that probably what you're seeing is these players get into an age where the drop happens. So Van Dijk is worth season because look, Van Dijk is older now. Significant injury in his knee, and what you're seeing is players become old. Done that one. Grace says Chelsea are going to win the league next season. Top 4 next season. Arsenal. So we've got Arsenal, City, Villa, United in that order. Scott says these owners don't back the managers, they sack them and bring in the next one. People don't point out Wirtz and Isak, but in all honesty, it's the whole squad. Yes, Chelsea are winning next season. Chelsea are whining next season and not winning. The Alchemist says this squad is thin and we need to consider there is a 50-50 chance that the league will be more competitive. Fresh Legend says afternoon, mate. Casemiro and Shaw world class. So sorry to see you're not in the United Kingdom march today. Save Britain. I'm not in that march. Let's save it. Livershite ain't the team what Livershite fans seem to think they're not. But look, that was your update. I am going to go. I've got stuff to do. I've got dogs to sort out. I've got shopping to do. So I'm going to be doing all that normal stuff today. Scott says do a watch along. I don't think I'm going to have time. I've got to go do some stuff. If it was a proper team, then yes, I might watch the match, but I'm certainly not going to have time. Live shopping with JB. I mean, you would not want to see that. Could happen though. Livershire, what's that about? I'm not Alex. I'm not going to go into that. Look, that's your view. I'm not going to go into that. Liverpool are apparently better than United despite losing to them. Slippy Szoboszlai carry on the legacy. go one to be fat, mate. It would be crazy. Lidl, middle aisle, live stream JB. I mean, you could pick up all sorts of stuff in there. They're a lot better than, you know, you know. So look, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to do my my shop. I will be back this evening. Tesco live with JB. Like that would be. Can you imagine walking? I'd be a cretin who walks around with that camera, talking to a camera with people, going, "What is he doing?" Definitely not. Hearts or Celtic today, JB. Now, look, I don't have a dog in that fight, but I would say it'd be good for Hearts to win the league. It'd be something different. It would shake up the league. So I think that a Hearts winning the league is never a bad thing. You beat a Liverpool side twice by a goal with 3 strikers all out, no right back and a third choice keeper. Alex Marm Gap, club card wanker. Exactly. Perfect way to end the stream. So look, guys, I will be back this evening. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. If you are going to the shops, if you see a bloke in a green shirt with a camera, come and say hi. It'd be fucking hilarious if it's not me. So please do that. United won a lot more than Liverpool this year. We have. JB Legend, niche fan, legend, carried out, Liverpool, get some shampoo, mate. I can't afford champers. Mate. Jesus Christ, this channel does not pay enough at all. But look, guys, you are of this channel. Thank you so much for the support, as you always do. I can't express enough. I'm going to put a video on my other channel, JB Unfiltered. It's a little bit of a deeper video. That channel is basically me just being me. I do explain things on there, so I'm going to put the video out in a little bit. It's a little bit deeper, but yeah, hopefully give that a what. Primark live with JB. I should just do shopping with JB. I should just go around the shops and have like a facial, like, you know, that, like, I'm not going to do it. So look, yeah, I will be back this evening. Have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, wherever you are. I'm JB. This is the United Devil channel, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Take care.